In this video, I show you how to use Microsoft Family Safety to help promote healthy technology habits for your children by managing their screen time. Technology is an important foundation for every child, giving them important skills that they'll need in adult life. However, unrestricted access without oversight and guidance could potentially be harmful. Helping your children to understand and navigate the complex and overwhelming digital world at an early age can seem overwhelming in itself. That's why using technology to help parents manage the process is an ideal situation. Microsoft launched Family Safety, an app and web-based system to give parents the tools to educate their children on how to be safe digital citizens, while maintaining some control over the content they are able to access. Family safety features enable parents and guardians to set limits and monitor their children's activities on Windows 10 PCs, Xbox consoles, and connected Android devices. The primary functionality of the features can be controlled via a web interface on a browser, with parents filtering their child's access to age-appropriate apps, games, and video content. The complementary app on Android and iOS gives you further access while away from your desktop computer, including the ability to review and approve activities for your child. Family Safety also includes some additional features such as shared calendars and the option to create shared notes, which could include things like reminders, shopping lists, and become a central resource for the whole family to keep track of important real-life events. To set up your Family Safety account, the first step is to go to account.microsoft.com/family and log in with your Microsoft credentials. Once you have logged in, you can invite other adults into your family group by email. As part of the invitation process, you can assign them a role with different kinds of permissions. As part of the setup, it's recommended to use the Family Safety app available on Google Play and Apple App Store. If your children don't already have a Microsoft account, you'll also need to set that up too. Click on the plus sign at the top of the Family Safety account page, choose Create an Account, and then create a new email account following the instructions. To connect your child's Android device, you'll need to download and install the Family Safety app, Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Launcher, or Your Phone Companion from the Google Play Store, and then sign in with their Microsoft account. Organisers are the admins for the family group, but there can be more than one for each family. They're in charge of adding and removing people from the family group and managing settings for others. Depending on the age set on the Microsoft account and which permissions a member has turned on, organisers can set up screen time limits, content filters for apps, games and web browsing, as well as approve and review purchases. Members can be children or adults. Microsoft requires parental consent for Microsoft accounts with a birth date that's below a country's minimum age requirements. For child accounts below the minimum age, organisers have control over the account's data sharing permissions. Once kids reach a minimum age for their country, like 13 in the US, they have more control over their account, can leave the family group, and can decide what kind of data they share with other family members. This includes letting organisers monitor their devices, share activities across games, apps and the web, and review their location. As your family starts to use the app, those members with activity monitoring turned on will generate reports that can be reviewed by organisers. Now you'll be able to see your kids' weekly activity across all of their apps, games and devices. This includes multiple computers where your members are logged in on Windows 10. For members who do not share their activities, such as older children or adults, you'll only be able to see them listed on the main web control panel and the app. The top of the Screen Time section gives you a breakdown of your child's activities by device, providing a handy overview. Plus, it even gives you a week-on-week comparison to measure their access and make refinements to their schedule. Under the Screen Time Management panel for members, you can create specific schedules for your children. This area enables you to set a weekly schedule with specific windows for screen time. For example, you can set restrictions limiting screen time early in the morning or later in the evenings to promote good sleep routines. You can further refine the schedule to block out meal times or other important segments of your day as a family. Furthermore, you can specify the total amount of screen time in a day. This enables your child to manage their own access to their favourite activities. Your child can now decide how they want to use their total allocation of screen time. They may want to use 30 minutes in the morning and then save the remainder for after dinner time or after they've completed their homework. Under the Overview panel, there's a section called App and Game Limits, where you can have more macro control over the access to different apps and games. Clicking on the title gives you a summary screen similar to the screen time breakdown. You can review individual applications and games in the list below. Clicking further, you can see more specific details about the app or game, including setting individual timelines or blocking inappropriate applications. To set an age filter, all you need to do is click on the section by the controller icon, Now you're able to select the correct age rating via the drop-down menu. The age rating uses a number of references from official rating agencies such as the ESRB, Canadian Broadcast Standards Council, and Microsoft's own database from the metadata supplied by app developers. When a child wants to surf the web or play a game, they'll have access based on the settings in the Family Safety app. If the activities fall outside of a predetermined schedule, or should the activity include a new website or game, the organisers will receive a request notification via Windows 10 or the mobile app. From here, the parent can approve or choose what time increment they want to award to the child. Family Safety can be used to monitor and control access to online content when children are using the Edge web browser. The options can be reached either by clicking on Web and Search from the overview or by clicking on Content Filters in the left-hand navigation. From here, you'll get a digest of your child's activity for recent searches and websites visited. You can filter by current week or the previous week. Below are two important features that you can use depending on the age of your child and personal requirements. The first is the option to turn on Safe Search, which uses Microsoft's own filters, blocking mature content on Bing. The second feature is the ability to designate approved websites for immediate access or request approval for websites that you're unfamiliar with. Some parents of younger children may find this feature particularly useful. For older children, you may find the option to leave it off but Safe Search on enough. The spending section enables you to set up an allowance for purchases on the Microsoft Store and Xbox Store for games, add-ons and apps. Beneath this section, there are options for two features to further monitor your child's purchases. Organizer approval for purchases enables you to review requests in detail, even beyond the content filter settings. As noted in the description, the one exception for purchases is that your child can enter their own gift cards received as presents or purchased elsewhere. The second option found here is the ability to receive emails when your child purchases games or apps. This enables you to retroactively review games and apps while giving your child more control and responsibility. The next section gives you an overview of the account balance. Here, you'll see the remaining money your child has from either transfers you've made or from their gift cards added to their account. It also includes an option to add more money. The final feature is Find Your Child, which uses your child's device location settings to add them to a map. However, as noted later in this video, there are some limitations, the biggest one being that it's not available on devices other than phones. For Android devices, the process is a little long-winded and not terribly intuitive. Furthermore, the app isn't compatible with all Android devices. This was true of the Lenovo Tab M7, an entry-level tablet that is ideal for children. However, all is not lost, as Google's own Family Link app is a much better option for Android compatibility. One consideration for using Family Safety as a group is that all members must have an Outlook or Hotmail email account. It makes sense that Microsoft would want to maintain their ecosystem and recruit new users. Thankfully, it's very straightforward to create new accounts, but it does require starting new accounts if you're not already a Microsoft user. The final significant drawback for reviewing and monitoring your child's online usage is that you're only able to access control of the Edge browser as part of the screen time limits. Providing you've set up devices with only access to Edge, that's not a problem, unless your child uses Google Chrome or other browsers such as Firefox. Microsoft Family Safety is a great accompaniment along with other dedicated apps to help promote healthy digital behaviours for your family. As well as enabling parents to feel confident that their very young children can be left unsupervised with the correct settings in place, it gives you the option to adapt your level of oversight as your child grows older. As ever, if you made it this far and found the video interesting and informative, it'd be great if you were to like it. And don't forget, subscribe for more videos like this one about the connected home and personal technology.